Bless everybody. Blessed morning. Blessed morning. It is top of the business. It's a beautiful day outside. God is doing what God always does. So with that, I'll take this cleansing moment to say I hope everybody enjoys this week. It's the beginning of Monday. I had a full week this week. As I get older, that saying that there's not enough time in the day is surely showing itself to me. So, what must I do this week that I must improve on to keep my mindset straight? Emotional intelligence. I say a lot of things that basically root back to that. My mindset, whether it's gratitude, accountability, it always going to stem back to where I'm at on my emotional intelligence. The awareness of being able to pinpoint the root of a thought, a root of a feeling, and then being able to catch it, properly address whatever I'm responding to, because I want to be able to respond, not react. So that takes a lot of emotional intelligence, because intelligence is not the same. And I'm learning that the older I get, and the older I get, the more conversations I have with people, I start noticing the different levels of emotional intelligence. But basically, I keep it on me, and I just try to reiterate improvements in my life where I can demonstrate a high level of emotional intelligence. So, examples of that this week, that because you can't give examples and say stuff vaguely without giving people a micro and a macro example of what you're talking about, right? So I could say a micro is, I guess, just having a conversation with somebody, whether, let's say if I'm having a conversation with somebody that's a friend, because associates, friends, business associates, all different levels of it. But if I'm talking to a friend and we just, I guess you could call it normally playing with each other, and just, I'm not going to take anything in offense that they say. I'm not going to, even if you're the butt of a joke, if I'm joking with you all the time, then you joke back on me. It's micro for me to catch feelings about something that we're joking about, right? That's a micro example of me having emotional intelligence to know that we're playing and not to take something so serious. Or if we're in a crowded room and you step on my shoes or you bump me, I could take offense of it, and let my ego take me. So when you fucking walk, Or I could say, damn, we're in a crowded room, man. It's hard to walk around without touching people. Like, why am I taking that personal? Oh, my bad, apologize, and keep it moving. Or let's say it doesn't go that way, and the person takes offense because I stepped on their shoes, and maybe they're having a bad day. You know what I'm saying? And this is just something on top of something that really just ticked them off, but it really wasn't that incident that really pushed them over the edge. It was the combination of multiple things that day. And now here it comes, you stepped on their shoes, and now that anger is starting to hit a boiling point. So what am I going to do? Am I going to match that energy? No, I have emotional intelligence. Damn, this dude is bugging. Yo, bro, my bad. Excuse me, man. Hey, and I go about my way. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I could have met him there and went back and forth, but what is the end result of that going to be? So me being able to see that, I got to think for him and me. Maybe he's having a bad day. I'm not going to meet him there. Maybe defuse this and then go another way. You know what I'm saying? So, I call those micro examples. Now, a macro example, something much bigger, we could go to a whole lot of examples. One I would got to say is road rage. Road rage is a huge example of where you can practice emotional intelligence. Do not get out the car to confront nobody. You don't know what that person might have or not have, or you don't know what you might do in the course of that exchange that's highly intense, and you have no control over it. You know what I'm saying? One thing about having a de-escalation is being able to have it in a controlled environment, which means you usually have it mediated here. But we're talking about life instances when things happen like this, and we want to be able to have emotional intelligence to see ourselves through these situations. So it's easy to say mindset, but not give you an example of how to work through something. That's the meat of the whole conversation. So, I want to put that out there real quick about emotional intelligence, and, try to find an opportunity where you could demonstrate it. You know what I mean? Whether you're on the phone with a friend, or a female girlfriend, a community member, just try to, impose some emotional intelligence before reacting to something, because we always want to respond. You know what I mean? Reacting off of emotion usually means that it's a feeling that's rooted into that thought process. And I've come to terms that feelings are not a fact, but it's a fact you will feel. You know what I'm saying? So if I know that a lot of times, majority of the times, my feelings aren't rooted in a fact, I need to take back and make sure I am responding correctly. You know what I'm saying? And that's emotional intelligence, and that's the fight. So you hear a lot of my guys put out music. The music we're talking about, when we say like dissent, that's the emotional intelligence of being able to smell something out that's rooted in hate or envy and jealousy, and then countering that. Or fighting the evils. That's what that is. You know what I mean? There's nothing left to do, nothing left to say. Only what I gotta do. All of these hooks are based on having that mentality, having that mindset, and being able to switch it in real time. You know what I'm saying? So I know this might have been a lot longer than my usual mindsets, but I just felt that that was on my heart for this week because I'm also practicing this. You know what I'm saying? And, it's always going to be, what they say, a daily reprieve, a daily practice, a daily routine of getting into the constant motion of this practice to the point it becomes natural. It doesn't even have, it's constant, you know what I mean? And that's where I'm at now. So that's why I reiterate what I'm practicing, and hopefully it can help somebody else get through something, because this step right here saved your life. This could have saved my life. If I would have had the emotional intelligence at the moment where these dudes were trying to take my weed from me, I wouldn't have fought back. You know what I mean? And me fighting back because I didn't have the emotion, I could just let it go. Got it. But I come from a place where we're not allowing nobody to take nothing from us. What is that, bro? That's pride. That's ego. Bro, my life is on the line, bro. Take that shit. I get that shit back all the time, bro. My ego cost me to be shot here, bro. This was all ego. This was all pride. Because I was supposed to let them boys take whatever they had. They got the drop on me. Here, you got it. Boom, boom, boom. So again, I reiterate, emotional intelligence will save your life or the life of somebody else. So let's practice responding and not reacting. My last time I reacted, it almost cost me my life. All right, y'all, mindset.